Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Dark Reaction. This is Hurt Live, and my name is Matt. And okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I had very little sleep. I had like 1 hour nap, and it was split between different naps, but it lasted an hour all in total probably. And I woke up very recently. And I want to watch the Game Awards, which will be in about an hour and a half for the pre-show. So we don't have a lot of time. So let's just do this quick intro right here, right now. So last time on Dark, I have the episode right here. So yeah, the blind man was murdered by the Three Musketeers, which is really just one person. Alternate universe Martha that is with older Jonas Stolzberg to ease at him, and then they have a confrontation about it. But then she tries to get older Jonas's trust by giving him the fuel with the dark matter orb, and says it's the last one, which was full of shit because after she gave them that and they were testing it, she ran and used the remaining ones that she had in order to travel to the future, where she went and met with Adam in 2052 or 3. I don't remember exactly which one, but yeah, the 2050s. Hannah wants to destroy Charlotte's life. Magnus wants to eat the rich. Helga confesses about the murder. Yeah, and then younger, well, or regular Jonas meets with alternate universe young Martha. I hate that I need to describe these characters with so many adjectives, and tells her to go through the caves, and they ended up traveling to the future, to the post-apocalyptic future, where everything is a desert, which made me think, okay, what is the difference here? Because in the future, this is not a desert, this is still a forest, it's just kind of, the weather is fucked, so this is either way further into the future travel, or the apocalypse that happens is different, but I suppose we maybe will get some answers here, but that's where the episode ended. And that's about it. That's about what happened previous episode. Now, let's go to next episode, season 3, episode 4. Yeah, let's just go and watch it. This intro, very quick to the point. I want to watch the Game Awards. Let's go. So Dark, season 3, episode 4. Let's go.
Ich habe keinen Namen.
Okay.
Man hat mir nie einen gegeben. Aber ich habe damals deinen ausgesucht. Hat deiner Mutter gehört.
Is that on the rover a snake?
Ich denke, sollte jetzt dir gehören.
Was ist los?
Yeah, kid, just run the fuck away from this shit. Just leave. So this is the point where I have to point out that when a couple episodes ago Eva was showing like the family like trees in both worlds, I want to say that there was like a Tronte Nielsen and a Tronte Nielsen. Like it was Tronte and Tronte with like an A and like an I. But like he said, I chose your name back then, which makes me think that you're the same person, but maybe it's not. But I don't know what that would mean. Okay, so if I want to, I can go back a couple episodes ago and look at the family trees, and maybe that will give me some answers. Because I remember seeing the names and thinking, well, they're similar, but it's not the same, so it's just a situation of a family member being named similarly. Maybe that's it? Alright. I wonder how many episodes of this show have started with fucking. Oh! This is main universe Hannah in the 50s. Fucking Egon Tideman. Is Hannah what threw Egon off the deep end? Because he wasn't really. He's very proper here, and in the future he's like a drunk, according to Ulrich at least. So is Hannah the one that caused that? It's amazing to just have the mom of the main character to just be like the worst character ever. Okay, so Jonathan's mother is missing. She said her husband was a man of God. And it's just a coincidence, but the minister who disappeared at the same time.
Sein Name ist Hanno Tauber.
Haarute.
Okay. That's Noah.
Was in den Köpfen von euch Frauen vorgeht. Doris!
I mean, that was a bad thing to say. So, alright, correct me if I'm wrong, but, so Tronte's mom, isn't she the lesbian with this other woman? And, wait, what? Into the future. Identify a woman's body found in the woods. Yeah, Claudia dead. You have to give this to Claudia. When it's time. This happened in season 2, right?
Wirst du's Martha sagen? Was der Ursprung wirklich ist?
The origin. Okay. Fuck you wall theory. Is the origin him and her? Because Adam and Eve, right? Would that be the origin? And then every baby just grows into those branches. And like the reason why all this shit needs to happen is because that creates life in the first place. In Wyndham.
Du bist nicht echt.
Shit is moving really fast for alternate universe, Martha. Like Jonas had time to prepare that led up to the apocalypse. Martha is literally just like, alright, so we found this dead body. Anyway, the world ends in 2 days. Like, okay.
Sie sind schwanger. In Ihrem Alter ist eine Schwangerschaft nicht ohne Risiko. Sie sollten Rücksicht auf sich nehmen, keine schweren Arbeiten verrichten.
Who does she give birth to? In the 50s. With Egon Tiedemann. Who, like, who's like 30 in the 80s?
Manche Geschenke kommen in unser Leben unerwartet.
Well, it could just maybe not be in the 80s.
Doch sind es Geschenke.
Just so gifts. Which means that somebody would be Jonas's half brother. So Jonas is and Claudia's step sibling.
Verschwundenen Pfarrers.
Okay. She's asking for
Die
that.
Gemeinde ist seit Wochen ohne Halt. Das öffnet dem Teufel Haus und Hof. Hanno Tauber.
Hanno Tauber. That is Noah then. Hanno Tauber.
Ein Junge braucht auch seine Mutter.
Mit jeder Lüge stirbt des Menschen Seele einen kleinen Tod.
Ich verstehe nicht.
Es geht ihnen nicht um den Jungen.
Yeah, you're interested in the woman.
Frau.
Lesbian.
Dinge des Herzens kann man nicht erklären. Es macht, was es will.
The heart does what it was. It cannot be explained.
Fragt, warum in letzter Zeit so früh das Haus verlässt.
Okay.
Spät noch arbeitet.
More cheating drama. You should go to the police and tell them about the Three Musketeers.
Du hast ein schönes Lächeln.
Yeah, you two end up together. You also end up cheating on her.
Ich bin schwanger.
Like, Jesus Christ, Hannah.
Ist es meins?
I mean, it has to be. There's no one else, right?
Was glaubst du, was ich hier die ganze Zeit mache? Rumficken oder was?
Yeah. So what name is she going under here? Katharina White. Is she like tutoring Helge? Was that what this
Aber das
was?
ist viel zu viel.
Lass mich dir einen Rat geben. Fürs Leben, was du wirklich willst, dann nimm es dir. Von alleine kommt es niemals.
She will carry this advice into the future. That's one of the Three Musketeers. The old guy. And the other two are gonna be inside the car. The kid is pointing the gun at him. Why are you all like this?
Wissen Sie, was Geld nicht kaufen kann?
Life.
Die Zukunft.
Okay, sure.
Genauer gesagt, Ihre Zukunft.
Yeah, your life, I suppose. Authorize the power plant. Yep. Alright, so they're making sure that the power plant on itself happens, which means that they want to maintain the timeline. Alright.
Was machen wir dann? Eva hat gesagt, dass es einen Weg gibt, diesen Knoten zu lösen. Dass es einen Weg gibt, wie Martha leben kann. Meine Martha.
There is a...
Hat dich belogen.
Yeah, she did.
Wir entscheiden. Die die Apokalypse in 2 Tagen.
But how does that work though?
Sie kann gestoppt werden. Mittel. Kann liegen. Ist das nicht das, was du wolltest? Aber dafür musst du sie gehen lassen. In dieser Welt seid ihr nicht unmöglich.
Just because you don't exist, it means it's not incest? Is that what you're saying?
Glaub mir, ich weiß ganz genau, wie sich das anfühlt.
Aber ich weiß, dass es einen Weg gibt. Einen Weg geben muss, das alles wieder gerade zu rücken.
Und ich werde nicht aufhören, diesen Weg zu suchen.
Wait. She's the chick from the future that Jonas was hanging out with. Are you gonna go in? Into the orb? Are you gonna become the origin? Oh yeah, they abused him, right? The cigarette burns, I remember that. Awkward love triangle? Because it's literally it. It's literally an awkward love triangle.
Vielleicht bis morgen.
And the reason why she's acting this way is because fucking power plant man gave her the advice of, if you want something, just take it. Which is why she literally walked in and just grabbed his hand and went like, let's go. Okay, alright.
Keine Sorge. Ich will es nicht behalten. Aber jetzt habe ich es endlich verstanden. Ich
What?
brauche niemanden
Okay, let's just go full sociopath then.
von euch.
There we go. That's where we're at. I don't need anybody. Maybe she just means I don't need a partner. Which actually that is, I suppose, character growth.
Danke davon erzählt.
Daniel told me about it.
Sie macht es unheimlich.
She does it. Oh, okay. Someone that can. Okay, Ovendorf. We don't know anything about the Ovendorfs other than in the future, Eric goes missing. I really wanted to hear Jonas make a comment about the jacket she's wearing. Okay, so Mortani is connecting to Jonas Kang. Oh! And she drew a line down, and I think below that there was like an infinity symbol. Yeah? Okay. I was fucking right, was it? Is that Jonas? That's Noah. Okay.
Du hast sie losgeschickt.
You sent them off.
Der Anfang ist das Ende. Und das Ende ist der Anfang. Wir alle sind aus ihm geboren.
We're all born of him.
Ihr habt ihm Leben gegeben.
You gave him life,
Und wird uns unseres
and
geben.
he will give us ours. Yep. Him.
Agnes, Tronte, Jana, Ulrich, Katharina, du.
Alright. I was right. So, yeah. So they do have to get together. Like, so does that mean that the entire reason why the show is not stopping, by the way, it's just gonna give me more drama here between these two characters. But like everything that is happening within this dark universe is it meant to get those Jonas and alternate universe Martha together so then they can give life to both branches of the threes in both timelines? Maybe? How would that work though? Like everything they're doing is in order to create everyone. What's weird is that I think Egon is the one that actually cares about this woman. Like loves her. Which is the weird part because it's the one cheating. But she doesn't love him. Because she's a lesbian.
Die Dinge des Herzens kann man nicht erklären.
Alright.
Es macht, was es will.
I like that that's how this show seems to be explaining everything. The waste of the heart cannot be explained. It just does what it wants. Because that is literally a summary of the entire show. It's like, yep. The heart does what it wants. Every character just does whatever the fuck they want to do. And shit happens as a result. And there you go. Okay, you're also waiting in line.
Glaub nicht an die Hölle.
I mean, that's how you cope with everything you do.
Helena Albers.
Oliver. Wait. Oh. Is that Katharina's mom?
Katharina.
And you go by and you name Katharina after her.
Der heilige Christophorus.
And that's the Whoa.
Einer Reise, dass jemand über einem wacht.
Is Hannah having a character moment? She's gonna leave that pendant for her, which is the pendant that the mom is gonna have, and Katharina will remember it. It's just, yeah, this is how he became a drunk.
Wo ist die Mama?
Die Dinge des Herzens kann man nicht erklären.
Alright. You don't have to be this dramatic, dude. Just say it. We kind of divorced. We broke up. We got divorced. It's okay. Yep. And this is the authorization to build it.
Mein Teil der Vereinbarung eingehalten.
There was an agreement between you
Zu
two.
deinen Inhalten.
Du willst wissen, wo der Ursprung ist und wie man ihn vernichtet.
Mm-hmm. It's you. And you.
66 Jahre gebraucht.
Took me over 66 years to finally understand how everything is connected. So you just realize how everything is connected then.
Als du durch die Tür reingekommen bist,
You had a deja-vu? Okay.
als ob wir uns kennen. Wie bin ich da gewesen?
She was a little bit different, but not entirely. I think she was more reserved. And it's happening. There we go. Alright. She broke up with her boyfriend tonight. And in the same night, she went to the future, saw the apocalypse, and instantly went, you know what? I'm gonna hook up with this guy. And I'm left to die alone, and I am my sole judge, me. The beginning is the end, and the end is the beginning. I'm so confused. I understood like one thing that they dropped on me. Everything else is still... Okay, they're going at it. They're just straight up going at it. You've known each other for like couple hours. I understand that they have this thing of like we've known each other for forever, but it's like I have this feeling, and you know, the waste of the heart cannot be explained. It does what it wants, but it's still a little bit weird. Is this what we've been seeing flashbacks to? Not flashback, but like little scenes towards for like the entire show. Is Claudia gonna fuck him like right here, right now? Aren't you two like 15? Alright. If you want something, just take it. That's what he said. Man, Jana had no chance. Poor Jana. I feel like the best characters get the roughest deal in the show. Sometimes. Alright. So never mind the fact that the show is implying that if it's an alternate universe version of your aunt, it's fine.
Alles seinen Anfang gefunden hat. In deiner Welt.
In your... Oh! When you fucked him? Is that when life began on Earth? Your older self. She sent you and Jonas back.
Zu einem einzigen.
For a single purpose.
Ihr solltet die Apokalypse nie stoppen. Ihr solltet den Ursprung erschaffen.
What does that symbol mean though? Not metaphorically, like literally. Oh, she's pregnant right now?
Das ist der Ursprung.
Okay, so that was only like
Ihr wächst.
a month ago for her then.
Brücke zwischen beiden Welten.
Das kann nicht sein.
Es ist der Beginn des Knotens. Und es wird sein Ende sein. Er ist der Ursprung.
It's a... Okay, it's a kid. I mean, it's a boy. And yeah, what... Is that him? The Three Musketeer man? Dad? Mom? Okay, it's starting to sink in how much of this show is just impossible to pierce together if you watch the seasons apart from each other. Like, the only way you could remember shit if you like watch it in consequence to one another. The fact that I didn't is really messing with me because I'm seeing things and I'm like, I know that I've seen this, but I don't remember exactly what it was, and I feel like if I knew, maybe I would be able to do a better job at piecing things together. Okay, so this episode was very heavy on 1950s stuff on the real like mainline universe. Okay, but fuck whatever that was. We are so okay, we're establishing that I drew it like randomly, like a third through the episode, and then the episode confirmed it, like firmly confirmed it. The fact that Jonas, so Universe 1 Jonas and Universe 2 Martha get together, they fuck, they have a son, and then that son is the origin point for both worlds, I think. Which now that graphic, that like genealogical tree that Eve had makes sense now, because in that tree there was like an infinity symbol at the middle, and then there was like Trontineous whatever, and it was like the 50s skits, and then it like branched off into like random weird shit, and it branched off into everybody, right? But the thing is that then at the top of the branches, there was Jonas and there was Martha's, and then that goes down, and the infinite, and there you go. The beginning is the end, and the end is the all right, we get it. So it seems that their son is the Three Musketeer. How does this existence come into play, though? That means that he's literally the most important person in the show. Kind of. Because, like, how would that work? Because he needs to populate both versions of Winden. I suppose not the entire town, just like 3 families in it. But like, okay, whatever. So the thing is that like the reason why I went there, I was like, are they gonna fuck and they're gonna be Adam and Eve literally and give birth to everyone else because of time travel shenanigans? The reason why I thought about it is because of like we have a precedent with Charlotte and Elizabeth. So if we can have a mother, daughter, daughter, mother, mother, daughter, mother, whatever situation, we can totally have a more convoluted version of that. It's literally the same thing, except that it's not just one and the other, just infinitely looping. It's one and then another and another and another and another and another and another, and then we loop, right? It has more steps to it. It's a little bit more complex, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. So that is like, okay, I'm surprised that I'm not entirely surprised that they're dropping this like halfway through this. Is it halfway? Because it's only 8 episodes and this is 4. So it's halfway, yeah. Which means that now we have solved the mystery of like, I think we have solved the mystery of like, why though? Because, well, we haven't solved the mystery of the why caused the apocalypse or whatever. Or maybe because like, we could just say this. Just okay. So the reason why they do everything that they do, so like everything Adam does and everything Eve does, the reason why they do it is because they are trying to get their younger selves to hook up. Is that it? Is that literally it? Are they playing wingman for their own past version of themselves? Is that it? Because they have to get together in order to essentially give birth to the timeline and themselves. So, and when I say the timeline, I don't mean literally. I know it's just these 3 families or whatever, right? I know it's just that, but Like, yeah, like literally everything that we've seen in this show spurs out of them. Okay. All right. The other thing that I'm thinking about is who's Hannah's son? Well, she could have the abortion. No, it doesn't seem like she's gone to. Because. No, she's not going to. Because we saw her walk away, didn't we? So she had the interaction with Katharina's mom, which was pretty cool. We just know barely enough about Katharina's mom in order for me to be like, oh yeah, her. Oh, that's cool. She was like, oh, the dependent of the saint of the travel or whatever. And then I feel like Hannah had a moment of like pure true clarity where she became a normal human being for like a second, and she decided to keep the baby, maybe. Like I feel like she gained empathy maybe because she saw the situation Katharina's mom was in, and therefore she understood her and understood Katharina and understood everything, and like, I tell you what, that would have been a hell of like a mental trip to have if you just suddenly she was like, okay, I'm turning my whole life around because I met this like random fucked up chick that is getting an abortion and she's like 14. She looked very young. It was bad. But like, yeah, I don't think Hannah went through that whole radical change of her person just randomly out of nowhere. So I don't think she did that. But I don't know what that was. So I assume she's gonna keep the baby now, but like who would that be? It would have to be someone that is in their 30s. More specifically 33 in the 80s, in 86. So who could that be? Because everyone is still in their 40s because it's a grown-up version of who they of the children in that era. Or like if I feel like if I had watched this entire show it just straight in a row, I feel like I would be able to get it. Because like I'm thinking about people in the 80s and I'm only thinking of the characters that like matter, right? I mean, maybe it's someone that matters, but like it's because Ines exists, Jan exists, Tronti exists, Claudia exists. What are the main families? So Tronti is for Nielsen, Claudia is for Tideman. And she doesn't really hook up with anyone because Tronti is also Regina's dad. Jana hooks up with Tronti, so that gives birth to Nielsen. Ines, Ines doesn't really hook up with anybody then, though. Like, yeah, she doesn't. She just adopts Mikkel. Okay. So the Kangwon line just doesn't exist. I mean, it whatever. It doesn't matter. Am I missing a family? So it would be Tideman, Nielsen, Kangwald, and I suppose the Doppler one. But the Doppler one, Helge. Wait. How does that family situation work then? Does Helge just adopt Peter? Because they did mention Peter came into town in like, was it in like 87? Yeah, so he will show up in town. Maybe we'll see that in this season, what that is about. So he doesn't really, and Peter is not that old, so it couldn't be him. And Charlotte is her own daughter's daughter, so that doesn't matter. Who else am I missing in the 80s? Maybe it's not someone I'm supposed to know. And maybe it's not someone in the 80s, because time travel is a thing. Therefore, any character could just have any characters as a lineage, and it could just be out of line. It could be literally anywhere else in the timeline, or at this point, in whatever universe, A or V. So, trying to figure out who Hannah's son is, or child, it could just not be a son, it could be just a child. I don't know who that would be. Maybe it would be, okay, so is the woman that is missing Agnes Nielsen? Like, I look at the credits, right? And the credits said Agnes Nielsen, and I was like, I think it's her. Because Tronte is Tronte Nielsen, and his mom went missing. So, is it her, Agnes Nielsen? She is Noah's, I don't remember if it was the sister, or they're saying here maybe they were a couple. They were husband and wife. I don't know. I do believe we've seen them in the 20s, right? Young Noah was there in the 20s. And then he went to the future, and whatever journey he had ended up leading into that. That guy in the future was Noah, wasn't he? The one that was with Martha. Is Noah Jonas? No, it couldn't be, because unless Mysterious Stranger is not Jonas. He just thinks that he is. Which would explain why he doesn't have the memories of the alternate reality shit happening. Maybe the rules of times aren't broken, but his mind is broken. He thinks that he's a person, but he's not. Like, it could be. Maybe Mysterious Stranger is not actually Jonas. It's someone that believes he's Jonas, and then he's turns into that. I mean, the thing is that Noah ends up dying. So, I mean, one version of Noah ends up dying. There could be another one. This show is so fucking confusing. I'm literally just like, wait, what? And I just keep throwing random wild swings, hoping I'll hit something. Because a version of Noah shows up in the future with the future version of Martha, and the fact that they're both standing in front of the like tree, and one side says Jonas and the other says Martha, and they're standing on each side. I'm like, wait, is he Jonas? Like, symbolically, like the way this is directed makes me think that. Because, by the way, Dark does this a lot. Dark has a lot of moments of direction where they tell you something without actually telling you. And that is one of my favorite things about the show. Like, I remember, and you can go back and see that reaction, even though I don't recommend it because I hate my old videos. But when it is revealed that Jonas is Adam, the way that is directed is that they have Jonas on one side and Adam on the other. And the camera is just focusing center on Jonas. And then it just instantly switches to Adam, and they're both standing in the exact same spot, like in where the camera is focused, and so it keeps switching back and forth between one and the other. And I was like, yo, because they're showing me who he is without actually telling me. And they did tell me after that, but they just show it to you in the same way that, like, a couple episodes ago they just put Jonas and Eve standing in front of a painting of Adam and Eve, and also Adam and Eve are the symbolic, like, first humans that, like, where all life is sprung from, which makes sense now. And if you look at the fucking family tree, it's all underneath Adam and Eve, which is in the center, that if you draw a metaphorical line, it goes to the infinite, which then gets rid of everything else. So, like, it's all there. They just tell you everything that you need to know by just showing you. It's up to you whether you catch it or not. So that is one of my favorite things about the show, the direction. The way they think, oh, we're going to do a cool thing here. We're just going to do some cool shit, and it's going to look cool. And we're just going to give you the answers, but we're not going to tell you what it is. We're just going to show it to you. And if you're paying attention, you're going to be like, yo. So this is what it's making me think. is Noah Jonas, or a version of well, I suppose there's only one version of Jonas, isn't it? But there could be multiple versions of Noah, but not there couldn't be if there's only one Jonas. So, and he dies, and this one looks older than that one, unless Agnes didn't actually kill him. He looked dead though. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing, man. I don't know what we're fucking doing. Okay. So, we should just go over the episode. Egon Tideman is fucking Hannah. Hannah's going under the name Katharina, and the fucking Katharina's mom hears the name Katharina and goes like, that's a nice name. So Katharina's name as such just because Hannah gave her the name. Because she's going under that name. I don't know why, though. I do like the whole bit about, like, the heart. What was the exact thing they said? One cannot control the ways of the heart. It just does what it wants. The ways of the heart cannot be explained. It does what it wants. That is a perfect summary of this show, of the entire show. And I suppose, like, real life to a degree. But, like, in this show, it's like, why does literally every character just do dumb shit? Because they wanted to. And it's like, well, why do they do it? Like, do they not think? And the answer is no. The answer is, okay, maybe this character realizes this is a bad thing to do. And most of them do, actually. But they cannot help themselves. They just keep on cheating on their spouses. They continue to do that shit. And like, and it's weird, this Egon Tideman relationship, the way it's developing, because he cheated on his wife. I don't remember what the name of the wife was, but the thing is that the wife is, I'm pretty sure it was implied that she's a lesbian, and she had a thing for Agnes, right? They had a thing going, which is why she's so worried about finding her. But Egon seems to be the one that actually is in love with this woman. So the thing is that he is the one cheating on her, but he's the one that also cares. Why were you cheating on her? And the answer the show just gives me is because. Alright? Cannot argue with that. Why did X characters do X thing? Because. Alright? Then that's just what the character wanted to do, I suppose. No character in the show has impulse control. They just do random shit. And there we go. And that is leading to this entire town just being the product of incest. Like, I remember, like, episode 2, or whatever, whenever the Mikkel shit happened, I was like, oh, is the entire town just built on, like, weird incestual whatever? Because people kept traveling back in time and becoming their own grandfathers or whatever. And the answer is, yeah. It took a long time, but we got here. And the answer is yes, actually. That is what's happening. They made it a little bit more convoluted, and they're trying to save it a little bit from the incestual nature of it by saying, hey, that Martha's not his aunt. She's the alternate universe Martha. Isn't that literally the same thing, though? Because you're still born of, well, even if you're not, like, it's still like fourth generational incest because it traces back to the same person. And this was also like the question I had with Charlotte and Elizabeth. Is it like a first generation? Like, well, not. Would it be? Because one hooks up with Peter. Peter is right here, and then the daughter hooks up with Noah, which gives her Charlotte, which hooks up with Peter. Oh yeah, no, I don't think it is. It's just weird that it keeps happening in the same. It's weird that it keeps becoming the same thing, but. Sorry, like, I have moments when I'm thinking about the show where I'm just like blank and I'm just like, but wait, how did the laws of the universe work to begin with? Because it makes you question like how reality works at a certain level. That's how it is. But like, this does trace back to themselves and their own parents and uncles and siblings and sons and daughters. Yes, because like, everything is a mixture of the same guy, which is the Three Musketeer dude. That's just how I'm referring him to, by the way. That's just his name. It's either the Three Musketeer dude or the Three Stooges dude. So it has to be one of the two. Anyway, the Game Awards is about to start, so maybe I should hurry up a little bit. Anyway, so where do we go now? Let me skim through the episode. But yeah, is it ancestral? If it's the alternate universe version of your aunt? But in any way, in any case, she's still like your great granddaughter. Right? Because it would be him, Musketeer, Tronti, Ulrich, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Level 5. Yeah, because it's Martha and Jonas, Musketeer, Tronti, Ulrich, Martha. Mikkel, Jonas, Martha. And it falls down again. But the way they're sidestepping it is by saying it's not this Martha, it's another Martha. But it's the same thing, isn't it? Because the genetics is the same. Or is it not? I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Okay. So that was the reveal of this episode. Oh yeah, and the Three Musketeers are also making sure that they're making sure that the power plant is created to begin with in order to do whatever they need to do later. Just making sure that everything happens the way it's supposed to, because I suppose they need to be born to begin with. Because like that's the thing, it's like, is every event in the show just to get this two to hook up? Like is that it? Do we cause the apocalypse in both universes just to make them fuck? So then they may exist? Them and everyone else? Because that's the thing, is that like, if you want all of them to live, you need to give birth to them to begin with. And if you want to do that, you need to cause the apocalypse to kill them too. Right? Because they're the one that caused it. Like, I'm not directly, but yeah, but don't. I am just gonna give up here. I'm just gonna assume that that's how it is. The entire plot of the show is them getting them past selves to fuck, just so they can give birth to every character in the show, because you can't save them from death, but you can give them life. So you're gonna do that, I suppose. And that's the end of that. They did mention about Noah. It's like a missing pastor in the 50s, which is connected to Agnes. And I think they were siblings. I think they were brother and sister, but they're saying that it could be like a couple. So I don't know. I'm very confused. And also the fact that the Three Musketeers is 3 people across different times. I'm not sure how that works. I'm really not sure how that works and how that comes into place into being like the Infinity. but it might. Anyway, I think that's it for this episode. It was a lot of like incestual talk, and that's it. I feel like. But anyway, that's it. I feel like I asked enough questions. I got no responses. I got one response. I got one like actual answer out of this, which is Adam and Eve are Adam and Eve. Literally, not just metaphorically. But yeah, I think that's it for this episode. I'm gonna go watch the Game Awards. But yeah, thank you for being here. But if you would like to see next episode already, as well as full length for this and everything else, you can check out the Patreon. It's down there in the description below. Social media is down there too, so make sure to check those links out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and see you next time, okay? Thank you for being here. Bye.